So, whenever I was teaching and we discussed literature, I always talked about how everybody loves a good story. You know, a story's got to have a hook that really reels you in and something that makes it interesting, that makes you want to listen to the story. And so, this is a story that I used to tell my classes to get us started, and they love to hate it. So, I'm going to tell you this story. So, it was a dark and stormy night. The rain was whipping, the wind was blowing, you could barely see 3 feet in front of you. Lightning was striking. It was like a horrible, horrible storm. And this truck driver is driving along, and all of a sudden his rig just stops. And so he gets out and he opens the hood and he crawls around underneath and looks to see if he can find out what's going on with it. He can't figure it out. He goes back to try to use the CB radio to call for help, and there's nobody. He can't get any reception. Nobody's answering his calls. So he's like, well, what am I going to do? I've got this load on. I've got to deliver it. Now here I am stuck in this horrible storm. I guess I'll walk and see if I can find some help. So he takes off walking, and he walks down this country road, and he looks back across the field, and he sees a very dim light in the window. And so he walks back across this field to the light, and he sees it's an old house. So he goes up to the door and he knocks on the door, and pretty soon an old man comes and opens the door and says, can I help you? And the truck driver is like, yeah, I'm broke down out here on the highway. Could I use your phone? And the old man's like, oh, he says, my phone's out. He's like, it probably won't be on for days. He said, we've had a horrible storm. He says, the electric's been out for hours. As you can see, I've got my candle burning in the window, and I've got the house lit up with candles. He's like, you're not going to get any help tonight. The nearest town is like 30 miles away, but I'm going to go to town in the morning. So if you just want to spend the night here, then I can just take you whenever I go in the morning. And so the truck driver considers for a minute, what else is he going to do? Walk back to a truck that has no radio service, So he's like, yeah, I'll just stay here tonight. So the old man invites him in, and the old man says, now, can I fix you something to eat? Are you hungry? And the truck driver's like, no. He's like, I'm late, and I'm exhausted, and I'm aggravated, and I'd really just like to go to bed and get this night over with. And the old man says, well, I can certainly understand that. And let me take you to your room. So they go up the stairs, down the hallway to the first door on the right. And he takes the truck driver and he lights some candles for him. And he says, here you are. If you need anything, just let me know. My room's just right down on the second floor. He says, and if you get hungry in the night, feel free to go to the kitchen and make yourself a sandwich or get yourself a drink, whatever you need. But we just have one house rule, is that no one comes downstairs after midnight. And so the truck driver thanks him, and the old man bids him good night, and the truck driver goes to bed. While this is going on, another gentleman's driving along the same stretch of highway, and his truck stops. It just dies. And he can't get his cell phone reception. He gets out and, try to call for help. He gets out and he looks under the hood. He can't figure anything out. And so he starts walking. And he walks along the road, and he looks back across the field, and he sees the same light that the truck driver saw. And so he starts walking across the field toward it. And he arrives at the old house, and he knocks on the door. The old man comes to the door, and he says, can I help you? And the man says, well, my truck broke down here on the highway. He says, I need some help. I need to use your phone. The old man says, oh, my phone's out. And he says, the electricity's out. We've had horrible storms tonight. It must be a bad night for travelers, he said, because I have a truck driver who just stopped in here. He's also having trouble. And actually, I'm taking him to town in the morning. The nearest town's 30 miles away. I'm taking him to town in the morning. So if you'd like to ride along with us, you can. You can just spend the night here. And so the guy accepts the offer, and he goes in. And the old man says, can I fix you something to eat? Are you hungry? And he says, no. He's like, I ate a while ago. I'm good. I'd really just like to go to bed. So the old man says, well, I can understand that. And so he takes the old man takes the driver up the stairs, down the hallway, second door on the right. Logo lights a candle for him, and invites him into the room. And he says, now, if you get hungry tonight, feel free to go down to the kitchen and make yourself something to eat. I've got all kinds of lunch meat and drinks and things down there. Just get whatever you want. But we just have one rule, is that no one goes downstairs after midnight. And so the man thanks him, and the old man closes the door and bids him good night. While this is going on, yet another motorist breaks down. This guy's driving his car, his Mustang, and all of a sudden the Mustang just stops. rolls to the side of the road. The man gets out, he pops the hood, he looks, he can't find a problem. Again, no cell phone reception, so he starts walking. He walks down the road and looks back across the field and sees the light burning in the window. And so he heads back across the field, arrives at the old house, knocks on the door. The old man comes down and greets him and says, "Can I help you?" And he says, "Yeah, my car just broke down. Here, can I use your phone?" And the old man says, "Oh," he says, "my phone's out." And he says, "Electric's out too." He says, this is a bad night for travelers. I've got 2 men here already whose vehicles broke down along the way. You might have seen them." He says, "The nearest town is 30 miles away, and you can't walk that in this weather. So they're going to ride to town with me in the morning. If you'd like to ride along, I can certainly take 3 people to town when I go." And so the guy with the Mustang accepts and comes in, and the old man says, "Now, can I get you something to eat? Are you hungry?" And he says, "No." He's like, I had a dinner a while ago. I'm good. I'd really just like to go to bed." And the old man says, "Well, okay, let me take you to your room." So he takes him upstairs, down the hallway, third door on the right, takes him in, lights a candle for him, gets him all situated, and says, "Now, if you need anything in the night, if you get hungry or thirsty, go down to the kitchen and make yourself a sandwich or get whatever you need. Just make yourself at home here. But we just have one house rule, and that is that no one goes downstairs after midnight." And so the guy with the Mustang thanks him, and the old man bids him good night. So everyone's asleep in the house, and about 11:30, the truck driver wakes up, and he's like, "Man, I wish I'd eaten something when the old man offered it to me. I'm kind of hungry." And then he remembers the rule. He looks at his watch, 11:30. Well, I can get downstairs and back before midnight. That's kind of a strange rule to have. You can't go downstairs after midnight, but oh well, it's his house. I'll respect it. So he goes down the stairs into the kitchen. And when he walks in, the old man had left some candles still burning, and the truck driver is aghast at what he sees. There's some kind of meat that's chopped up on the counter. There's blood everywhere. The garbage is overflowing. There's rats scuttling across the floor. He sees cockroaches crawling on the cabinets, and he's like, "Oh man, what is this old man doing in here? What kind of meat is this, and who leaves it out overnight, and who doesn't clean up their kitchen? I'm not eating anything in here." So he runs back up the stairs, down the hallway, first door on the right, locks himself in and goes to bed. About 11:45, the guy in the pickup truck who'd broken down wakes up, and he's like, "I'm kind of hungry, man. I'd like to have something to eat." So he remembers the rule and realizes he's got 15 minutes, so he can make it downstairs and back. So he goes down the stairs into the kitchen, and he sees the same scene that the truck driver saw. The bloody meat in the sink, blood all over the counter, the stench, it's disgusting. He almost vomits. He runs back up the stairs, down the hallway, second door on the right, goes in, locks himself in. About 11:50, the man with the Mustang wakes up, and he's like, "Oh, I kind of like to have a sandwich. I'm a little hungry." He remembers the rule, and he sees what time it is, and he realizes, "Oh, I can make a sandwich in 10 minutes. That's not a big deal." So he runs down the stairs into the kitchen, and he sees the same scene the previous 2 men have witnessed. The blood, the cockroaches, the rats, the overflowing trash, the horrible stench of whatever it is in the sink, whatever's been carved up. He's like, "Man, there's something going on here. This isn't right." So he runs back up the stairs, down the hallway, third door on the right, runs in, locks himself in, goes back to bed. The next morning, the sun is shining, the birds are singing. The 3 men wake up, and they meet in the hallway, and they begin discussing what they all witnessed in the kitchen the night before. And they're pretty sure that the old man maybe has something going on that shouldn't be going on. They're not sure what kind of meat that was. The truck driver says, maybe he's chopping up people who come to his house and hide them in the freezer, and we just saw the last person that stayed here. And the guy with the pickup truck says, "You may be right. He could be crazy. He wanted us all to eat something so bad, and then there's that crazy rule about not going downstairs after midnight." And the guy with the Mustang says, "Yeah, I agree." He says, "But I can hear the old man down there now." And they all listen, and they can hear the old man singing, and they smell eggs frying, bacon cooking. They're like, "He's cooking breakfast. What if he's cooking up that mess that we saw last night on the sink? We don't know what that is, but we can't refuse a breakfast, because then he's going to be suspicious if all 3 of us don't eat anything." So they talk amongst themselves for a minute and decide that maybe the best thing to do is eat something that the old man hasn't touched. And they all decide that cereal would be a safe choice, because it's obviously in a bag. He can't have done anything to it. So we'll just get a quick bowl of cereal and be on our way. So the 3 men go down the stairs into the kitchen. When they walk into the kitchen, it's a totally different kitchen than what they saw the night before. It's spotless clean. The trash is empty. The counter is spotless, the sink is spotless, and the old man's there at the stove and he's frying bacon and sausage and eggs. And he's like, "Good morning, gentlemen. Did you all sleep well?" And they all say that they did. And he's like, "Nobody got up for a midnight snack?" And they're like, "Nope, nope, we slept the whole night through." And he's like, "Well, I'm sure you're all really hungry then, so I've made a big breakfast. I've got biscuits and gravy. I've got sausage and eggs. I've got ham. I've got a variety of pastries, and I also have cereal if you'd like to go that route." And so he goes to the truck driver first and he says, "Sir, what can I get you for breakfast?" And the truck driver says, "I think I'll just have a bowl of cereal." He's like, "I really need to get on my way. I've got that truck out there and I've got a load on. I need to call my dispatcher. He doesn't know where I am. So, yeah, I just something quick and easy." And the old man says, "Okay." He's like, "I have Cheerios and I have Frosted Flakes. Which would you prefer?" And the truck driver says, "Well, I think I'll go with Cheerios this morning." So the old man gets him a bowl and sets it down and gets him some milk and passes him the Cheerios and says, "Here you go." He goes to the second man with the pickup truck and he says, "Sir, what can I get you for breakfast?" And he says, "I think I'll just have what he's having. I think I'll just go with cereal." And the old man says, "Okay." He's like, "I have Cheerios and I have Frosted Flakes. Which would you prefer?" And he says, "I think I'll go with the Cheerios." And so the old man gives him a bowl and gives him the milk, and the truck driver passes over the Cheerios and pours him a bowl, and the old man says, "Here you go, enjoy your breakfast." Goes to the third guy with the Mustang and he says, "Sir, what can I get you for breakfast?" And the guy with the Mustang says, "I think I'll just go with cereal too because we really need to be on our way. We've all got places we need to be, and being broke down last night kind of threw us behind." And the old man says, "Okay, well, I have Cheerios and I have Frosted Flakes. Which would you prefer?" And the guy with the Mustang says, "You know what? I think I will go with the Frosted Flakes." And so the old man gets the box of Frosted Flakes, pours him a bowl of cereal, and all three men begin eating their breakfast. Do you know what the moral of the story is? That 2 out of 3 people prefer Cheerios over Frosted Flakes. I hope you enjoyed that.